Welcome to the Multiversus Yay or Nay series. Allow me to explain how this works. Each video we will go through one specific character. I will go over my idea for a specific unique perk that the character might have. We'll demonstrate a few possible attacks that the character might have in the game as well. And of course we'll talk about a couple alternate costumes because this game's going to have a lot of those. And then at the end of the video, I'll give my opinion. Yay, I would like to see the character, or nay, I would like to see the character. You guys are more than welcome. In fact, you're encouraged to play along down in the comments. Give me a yay, you would like to see this character, or nay, you would not like to see this character playable in Multiverses. That's it for the rules. Let's get to the main part of the video. Godzilla is going to be our character for our Multiverses Yay or Nay video today. I'm excited for this one. I had so many ideas running through my mind, and, well, allow me to, well, I was going to say introduce Godzilla, but we already know who Godzilla is, but maybe you want a little bit of an idea of maybe a unique perk that he might bring with him into Multiverses, and maybe you want a little bit of an idea for Moveset, but, I mean, come on, it's Godzilla, we know what he's going to do, but I'll still show it off anyway. So, let's start off with the unique perk, the idea that I came up with, and this one is going to be called the Thermonuclear Pulse. How does this work? Alright, with this perk equipped, Godzilla over time will slowly build up. We'll say it's a meter that's underneath the character, so you'll get the indicator. So it will slowly build up over time. Once the meter is full, a prompt will appear around the character, below the character where the meter is, above the character or something like that. So you'll have a prompt that you could press whenever. Even if Godzilla gets KO'd, knocked off stage, no problem. He can come right back, that meter's going to be full, and he can use it whenever he feels like it. So when you do use this ability, Godzilla will erupt into a huge explosive pulse, and it's going to cover a giant portion of pretty much any stage. Unless there's like gigantic stages, then maybe it doesn't cover the whole thing, but for the most part it's going to cover a giant portion of the stage. And any opponent caught in it will immediately have a burn effect status applied to that to the opponent, any opponent. And what the effect ends up doing, since it's a burn effect, it slowly starts adding damage to that opponent for 30 seconds. So that entire 30 seconds, unless they get KO'd, then it's like done. Then it goes away. But if they're on stage for that entire 30 seconds, they will get continuous damage from having this burn effect from this well, his unique perk. And I thought this was a great way to kind of just get Godzilla's abilities, you know, like stuff that he actually does. Like, this is so perfect for an ability. I really hope this is something that they do. But this perk is a great way to help build up damage on the opponent, and then go in for a monster-sized attack and finish off the stock. Speaking of finishing off stocks, well, one way to do that is with attacks. So let's move on to the moveset portion of the video, I guess. And the first one, I mean, this doesn't need any introduction as well. The atomic breath. I mean, come on. It's Godzilla's trademark atomic breath. Even if you're not a big fan of Godzilla, even if you don't really watch the movies or anything, odds are you know who Godzilla is, you know roughly what he looks like, and you should know this atomic breath. It's just too iconic to, like, not know. So it's basically a constant projectile that shoots out from his mouth. It'll cover a pretty big distance, you know, across the stage. Works perfectly for a neutral special. That's like perfect, right? Nice projectile to play with. So just imagine if Godzilla gets in this game, just imagine one of his taunts is going to be his iconic roar, and then you get to follow up that roar with a gigantic atomic breath, and you get like the build up too. Man, that would be insane, right? If you could press and hold the button, you get like the build up, Godzilla starts to glow blue or whatever, and then he just lets out the roar and then fires off the atomic breath. Ooh, I want this in Multiverses right now. Move number 2. We're gonna, well, I mean, you could make many uses out of this, but we'll just call it a tail whip, for example. Look, another distinct feature for Godzilla is that massive tail. Now, there can be multiple uses for any tail attacks, right? For example, a tail whip into the opponent. You know, he just kind of like turns sideways, and then the tail smacks into the opponent. You could use the tail to even slam it straight down onto the ground, so any opponent caught underneath it, of course, they'll get hit with some big damage. Maybe even if the tail hits the ground, maybe you could have like a stun effect for a couple seconds or something like that. So if your opponent just happens to be out of range and you hit this tail slam onto the ground, well, oh, now the opponent's stunned for a second and gives Godzilla a little bit of a chance to kind of recuperate a little bit, because he's a big boy. He's a big boy. He's going to need a little bit of time to kind of catch up. But or you could even do something like a spin in place, where Godzilla obviously spins in place, and then the tail kind of follows as he does it, and will slap into any opponent that's around him. So, I mean, the attacks themselves, they might be a little bit slow, but I think they could have that like that armor effect, or a super armor type of effect, right? Where if you go to use this move, since it might be pretty slow for a startup, you know, once he gets a few frames into the move, the armor effects activate, and then he can't really be knocked out of the attack, so he will guarantee to use the attack, and hopefully it goes through and connects with the opponent. And the final move, we'll go with another kind of simple one here, a Stomp. This Godzilla did this in Godzilla vs. Kong. Great movie, by the way. Who's seen this? Anybody? I mean, come on, everybody should have seen this movie, right? But either way, the big old Stomp. Godzilla basically lifts a foot up and then slams it into the ground, right? This move, I think for a little bit better, because if he just raises a foot and sets it right down, well, it's not going to have too much coverage. So what if he raises the foot and then he has like a little small, you know, kind of movement forwards, like it kind of like thrust forwards just a little bit, so he picks the foot up, and then he kind of moves just a little bit forward, and then smacks his foot straight into the ground. So it's kind of a simple thing, right? Godzilla being a big guy, this is the type of attack that would be, well, pretty serious damage. Like, nobody wants Godzilla stomping on him, come on. Now we move to the alternate skin portion. Yeah, there's a few that you can go with. The first one, I think, would be phenomenal to see. Mechagodzilla. I mean, come on. Who wouldn't want to see Mechagodzilla, right? Sure, maybe... No, everybody wants to see this. Everybody wants to see this. If they put this in the shop, if Godzilla is a playable character, and then this is one of those paid skins that maybe you can only get from paid, people will buy this. People will snatch the... I will buy this day one if this is ever a thing in the shop. I'll be like, oh, Mechagodzilla, cha-ching, buy. Here's my money, take it. So yeah, Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, super iconic, right? What about some other alternate skins? I thought a couple other... I mean, many people have thought of this as well. But what about just, like, classic Godzilla? You know, like the original Godzilla designs, you can go back and put those as skins just to kind of pay tribute to the, you know, how Godzilla started and, you know, what he looked like back then. So it could be kind of funny, and there's a few other different, we'll say, versions of classic Godzilla you could use, but, you know, stuff like that would make for such a fantastic, nice little character, great skins, got a great moveset, iconic. I think everybody wants this guy, right? Well, I guess that's what we're going to find out, because now it is time for the yay or nay portion of the video. Me, absolutely 1 bajillion million bazillion % is a big yay for me. Big ol' yay for me. And of course, if Godzilla does get in the game, King Kong better be in the game. King Kong has a much better chance, let's face it. Godzilla is a little bit more third party. Well, are they second party or are they third? No, they'd be third party. Either way, if Godzilla has a chance to happen, please make it happen. This would be so fantastic. And then if King Kong gets in, I get a few comments like every couple videos. It's like Godzilla versus Kong. We need to see that in Multiversus. I want to see it too. I'll raise my hand to that. Sign me up for that. So yes, for me, big ol' yay for Godzilla. Let me know what you guys have down in the comments. I'm very curious to see how this one does play out. Like I said, everybody should know who Godzilla is. This one might be one of the more voted on characters overall, but we'll see how many yays he gets. We'll see how many nays he might get, but this one should be a good one. I originally said that this was going to be the only yay or nay video for the week. I will have another one tomorrow, actually, for Monday. Yes, going to have another yay or nay video for Monday. Tomorrow. We'll see who that character is, and, well, yeah, it'll be a surprise. But we'll see who it is tomorrow. Today's today. Oh, and then, of course, tomorrow's Yay or Nay video will have the updated stats for our first 4 characters from the Multiversus Yay or Nay series. We'll see how they're all doing, but that's tomorrow. Today's today. Today's wrapping up. Hope you guys enjoyed as always. And I guess I'll see ya when I'm looking at ya.